surprises up its sleeve. Zion Williamson was the #1 pick in the draft, but his peers think former Duke teammate Cam Reddish will have the better career. Reddish selected 10th overall by the Hawks that garnered 19% of the vote from the rookie class. Zion finished tied for 4th with just 5% of the vote. This is the 6th year in a row that a Duke player has had the most votes for this question. Shannon, how surprised are you by this?
Skip, I'm not surprised that he didn't win, but I am surprised he didn't finish in the top 3 because we had this discussion who would have the better career, and I took Ja Morant, you took Zion.
True.
And I think what they're looking at, Skip, because he was voted most likely to win Rookie of the Year. But when they project this out over the long term, and you see the Rookie of the Year has a lot to do with highlights. And Skip, he's going to have a lot of people on posters. He's going to throw a lot of people's shot up in the stands. But they say long term, we don't believe you can have a better career than a guy that can shoot and can do all these other things that Zion is not he doesn't do great right now. We have yet to see him dribble the ball and pull up from 15. We've seen him dunk the ball, shoot a set shot 3, or power his way to the hoop. That's what we've seen. Now, the Cam Reddish, that's what got me off guard. Skip, Cam Reddish, the guy was 10th. Now, when Jordan was coming out, they said, we expect Olajuwon to have a better career than Jordan. Nobody would have batted an eye, Skip. He was the #1 pick in the draft. You know, just like a lot of people expect that Greg Oden was going to have a better career, but Greg Oden was 1. He was a big. So you get that. But the 10th pick in the draft, the guy that was the 3rd option on his own team with R.J. Barrett and Zion Williamson. So I'm shocked by that. Not that he didn't win, shocked at how far down he finished and who they thought would be #1. Because they think this kid, Skip, I didn't see a whole lot. Now, he was heavily recruited, 6'8", can stroke the 3. Really, I only really saw one game that I was impressed, and that was the Florida State game that Zion got poked in the eye, and he went out and he hit the big 3 at the buzzer. But I wasn't overly impressed because, oh, he can shoot. Well, I can't tell because I didn't see a lot of that. But I think their thinking is that he was overshadowed. We know ball hogging, RJ was going to shoot 22, 23 times a game. Zion was going to get his shots. He was only going to get 10 to 12, but they were going to be electric. And so they feel that where he went, and the guy also, Skip, I think, didn't the guy that got drafted to his team, Hayes, get more votes than Zion?
Jackson Hayes.
Yeah, Jackson Hayes. So for me, Skip, I'm not surprised that he didn't win. I'll say that again. I'm surprised at he didn't even finish in the top 3, and then who the guy that they picked that would have the best overall NBA career long term. That's shocking to me.
Everything about this was shocking to me. And I must ask the question.
Don't do it, Skip. Don't do it. No.
Were they jealous?
There you go.
Were they resentful?
No.
Were they just sick and tired of all the attention heaped on Zion Williamson? Yes, yes, and double yes. That's what happened.
Could it be that they watch his ball game and says, how does that project long term?
They will be dead wrong that Cam Reddish will have a better long-term career. I'm not even sure Cam will have a long-term career. I'm not sure about that. And by the way, last year's rookie class voted best career would be Wendell Carter Jr., also from Duke, but he averaged, he was really good last year for the Bulls. He averaged 10 and 7, didn't make any all-rookie teams. So I just throw that out as a possibility that maybe they're just flat wrong.
Okay, what about Zion? What if Zion averaged 10 and 7?
You will not remember this, but I brought up Cam Reddish to you on this show several times last year because he is the prototype 2-guard.
Right.
He is everything that you would want at the combine, but that you don't really love out on the basketball court. Because at Duke, he was the classic underachiever.
Yes.
He was lower energy, lower passion, sometimes looked a little disinterested, but boy, could he shoot it when he got hot.
Right.
He's definitely a streak shooter, and he did make a big shot at Florida State on that Saturday afternoon that won the game, and he made a big shot late in the game against Central Florida in the tournament. So I give him that because he has the goods. And by the way, would you believe he's an inch taller than Zion as a 2-guard? Because Zion's about 6'7", and Cam's a real solid 6'8", with a frame and length that could fill into something pretty special.
Yeah, and they don't need, with Zion's frame, he don't need to fill into anything else.
Okay, so at Duke last year, Cam Reddish averaged 14 points and 4 rebounds. He shot a grand total of 33% from three, while Zion shot 34% from three. So the guy who can't shoot, according to the man across from me, shot better from three last year than the prototypical classic shooter in the NBA.
How many threes?
Interesting.
How many threes did Zion attempt when someone was in his face?
Well, how many did Cam Reddish attempt when someone was in his face?
Yeah, that's what
he got wide open, like backside shots, weak side shots.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe Cam Reddish, let's say for two guards, can he be Bradley Beal? Could he be C.J. McCollum?
I don't know about his passion, about his energy level, about his commitment to basketball, because trust me, Mike Krzyzewski sometimes questioned that. And do you remember I sat here banging on the table because I was rooting for Zion to win the tournament.
I know you were.
And when we got down the stretch to Virginia Tech and then Michigan State, Virginia Tech, Cam wouldn't go. Cam Reddish wouldn't go because he had some kind of he had a minor knee injury, and Coach K was not happy. And then what happened against Michigan State? Something was weird going on where he just said, I can't go, Coach. And he sat for a few minutes, and finally Krzyzewski pointed down there and said, just get in there. And he goes in and plays the whole rest of the game, and he looks just fine to me against Michigan State. So something's going on. Will you play hurt? Will you suck it up? He is the polar opposite flip side of a Zion Williamson, who's actually the classic supremely gifted overachiever, right? Have you ever seen, because I haven't, I have never seen a college basketball player play harder with more energy and more passion every single possession and dribble than Zion did last year. Okay?
I can't even debate that.
And on top of that, he can jump out of the gym.
Yes.
So on defense, Cam has got potential because he's long.
Yeah, 7-foot wingspan, 7-foot wingspan, and 6'8".
And yet, did you see him lock anybody down in college? I didn't see it. Did you see Zion swat shots in college? You're going to see him swat shots.
So you want him to slap the floor like Jeff Capel and Wojo?
I just want to see a commitment on the defensive end that I have not yet seen. Is he capable of it?
Skip,
yes.
Look, when I look at Zion Williamson, I don't look at him as a great on-ball defender. I look at him as a great weak side help defender.
All right.
Skip, he's going to have highlight plays, which is going to make it very difficult for someone to unseat him to win Rookie of the Year, because he's going to put some people on posters, and he's going to come weak side and throw somebody. You remember against, I think it was Virginia, might have been Virginia, where the guy was shooting a three, and he came from under the basket and threw it like 10 rows up. He's going to have plays like that, which will go well. But they're saying we see a guy that's undersized, that does not shoot particularly well outside of the paint, and unless he's dunking on you and laying it up, we don't feel long-term that projects out to having a great NBA career. That's all they said. You need to stop this notion that every time somebody says something that you disagree with, they're jealous. You need to stop that.
I don't say that every time.
But
I'm going to say it this time, because I think they were, because it got relentless. All the attention heaped on Zion.
What about, you know, they go to these rookie camps and they see him. What about they
didn't see Zion at the rookie camp. They saw Cam.
A lot of these guys, Skip, played against Zion in high school on the AAU circuit. A lot of these guys saw him.
Some did.
Yes. Basically, most of all these guys, because they're freshmen and sophomores, have seen Zion, and they haven't seen the evolution. All they see are dunks, layups, and huge blocks. Where is the jump shooting?
34% from three. Oh, that's interesting, guard.
Oh,
I kind of like that.
Yeah, they'll lead until.
And you know what? Against Michigan State, he was making big shots. Heck, let's go back to North Carolina ACC tournament. He was making big late clutch shots.
Layup.
Well,
and he was over
the
guys back too.
So, do you remember the one brief game that he played in the summer league, Zion Williamson? Do you remember what happened to Kevin Knox? If we could please see that play. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Kevin Knox thinks he came down with the rebound, thinks he's got control of the basketball, and all of a sudden, whoops, he rips it out of his hands and just throws it down. Do you think Cam Reddish will do that in the NBA? He will not do that.
But let me ask you a question. But what was that, Skip? That wasn't an 18-footer.
That was high energy. That's want to. That's classic overachiever with supreme gifts. Overachiever who can jump out of the gym. That's a lethal combination.
I'm not arguing that point. But again, that works well for Rookie of the Year, because the first year, he's going to have a bundle of highlight plays. But long-term, Skip Bayless, we're talking 10, 12, 15
so let me ask you, do you think David Griffin knows what he's doing as a general manager? Do you think he knows talent in this league? Just asking you a question.
Yeah.
He's pretty good at what he does. In fact, he's very good. And do you realize at number 4 and then at number 8, he bypassed Cam Reddish twice? Twice. He just bypassed him. He just said, no, I'm good.
Okay.
I'll take Jackson Hayes, and then I'll...
So no general manager has ever been wrong with selecting players.
But he passed him twice. And all of a sudden, all the rookies voted Cam will have the best career in the class. Well, if they're right about this, then David Griffin is going to look really foolish, right?
What about them?
Wait, David, you passed him twice. You could have had Zion and Cam on the same team.
What about them guys that passed Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green?
Okay.
Okay, it happens.
Okay, but this is like, they're saying he's going to have the best career in the whole class. Nobody thought Draymond was going to have the best career in that class.
That's my point. I'm not surprised that Zion didn't win. I think you and I both are surprised that he didn't finish in the top 3, and the guy that they thought was going to have the best career was the number 10 pick in the draft. That's what a surprise.
It's called jealousy.
There you go. Stop with this.
Remember how his teammates always respected him so much at Duke that he played following the injury? He's always been talked about as a tremendous teammate. So is it a popularity contest?
You ever seen more joy in a basketball player? Have you ever seen less joy than
I've seen a lot of,
displayed?
you know what I've seen in my career, 14 years? I've seen a lot of guys that were happy they couldn't play dead in a Western.
Really?
I've seen a lot of them.
So are you suggesting that Zion will not be able to play dead in the NBA? Well, that's what you just said.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you did. I'm using your analogy, so he can't play dead.
I'm saying...
Want to bet on that?
Skip, all I'm saying is...
You will make people look dead.
Skip, all I'm saying is there have been situations that guys have a lot of energy and guys seem to have a lot of talent, but it doesn't always equate. I'm not saying that's not going to happen. That's what's going to happen to Zion. But you just can't automatically assume because he loves to play the game, he's going to be this transcendent figure.
Okay. I want you on record right now that Cam Reddish will have a better career than Zion Williamson.
Skip, there you go.
Okay.
I've already made my pick.
So you're saying they're wrong?
Skip. No, that wasn't the question. And I'm not going to let you change the question. I've already made my pick.
I'm changing the question for you.
No, you're not the moderator.
Okay. Well, I just moderated you right into the corner.
No.
Okay.
What you trying to do? Hold on, first of all, Skip Bayless, they're the judge. Jenny's the judge. Yeah. Sometimes you're the DA, I'm the defense attorney. Sometimes you're the defense attorney, I'm the DA. You don't get to ask me a question.
Okay, I'll go on record.
Please.
Because I've already been on record.
Feel free.
Zion will have a better career than John. I love John.
Yes.
Yeah,
but he will have a better career, and he will have a much better career than Cam Reddish will have. Period. End of story.
What? That's not what
Wendell Carter Jr., I don't know.
But that's not what the rookies say.
Yeah. Okay.
So now, we got another topic coming up where the rookies had a vote on something.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how
Did have a different vote.
You know, I think the bottom line here is rookies don't have a clue.
There you go. Oh, so now you don't have a clue. So Zion got a clue though. Zion's got a clue.
I got a clue about Zion.
Oh, let me ask you a question. You think Zion voted in this? So we're gonna just because if he did, he doesn't have a clue, Jenny.
42 rookies voted.
Okay, so
2007, Kevin Durant won, so they had it right there.
But Zion's such a good kid, he's not going to vote for himself.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But he don't have a clue. Okay. So whoever he voted for, he has no clue. That's what you said. Rookies have no clue.
Well, so most of them, except I'm excluding Zion.
Except
Zion.
Well,
he couldn't vote for himself, obviously.
Well, even if he did, he still would have been up #1.
Okay. Well, he'll wind up #1. Okay. You know it, and I know it.
Okay, guys, we'll have to see. We got a long way to go before we see his whole career. But we got to move on to the daily dose of Antonio Brown.